Today, I am going to discuss about an interesting and important concept, pressure. Children, you have already seen the effects that a force can produce on the object. But how do we find out how much effect the force will produce on the object? This effect of force can be measured in terms of pressure. Pressure is the physical quantity which measures the effect of force acting on a particular area. Pressure is defined as the force exerted per unit area. The formula for the pressure can be written as force divided by the area on which the force acts. Before going into detail, let me ask you some questions. Children, have you ever wondered why the camels can move in a desert easily? Why an army tank weighing more than 1,000 tons rests upon a continuous chain? Why do buses or trucks have much wider tires? Why cutting tools have sharp edges? In order to address these questions and understand the phenomena involved, it helps to introduce the concepts of the net force in a particular direction, that is thrust, and also the force per unit area, that is pressure, acting on the object concerned. Thrust is the total force acting on the surface of the body which is perpendicular to its surface. SI unit of thrust is Newton, similar to force. And we all know what is the formula for pressure. What is it, children? It is force by area. But if we talk about thrust, then how do we define pressure? Its formula is given as pressure is equal to perpendicular force, which is thrust, divided by area on which this perpendicular force acts. As an example, consider a surface on which the force can be applied. Then try to place a nail on this surface. Suppose if I want to fix this nail on this surface, then what should I do? Yes, we need to apply a force. Where? On the head of this nail. When we apply a force at this head, where does the force act? On the surface. Yes, the force acts at the point of contact here between the tip of the nail and the surface. Since this force acting on the surface area is perpendicular to the surface like this, we can call this force as thrust. In a situation, you wish to fix a poster on a bulletin board as shown in the figure. To do this task, you will have to press the drawing pins with your thumb. You apply a force on the surface area of the head of the pin. And then now children, tell me where this force acts? Yes, this force acts on a smaller area at the tip of the pin, which is actually the point of contact with the surface. And one more thing, children, tell me how this force is directed. Yes, can you guess? This force is directed perpendicular, that is at an angle of 90 degree to the surface of the board. And what is the name of this force which is perpendicular to the surface, children? Yes, this force has a name. What is that? It is thrust. In another situation, you stand on the mattress, or even you can consider loose sand. Your feet go deep into this mattress or the loose sand. Now lie down on this surface. What you will find, children? Guess? Yes, you will find that your body will not go deep into the surface. In both the cases, the force exerted on the surface is the weight of your body. Children, you should know that the weight of the body is actually the force that acts vertically downwards at the point of contact with the surface. Okay, now tell me how this force acts to the surface? Yes, it acts perpendicular to the surface. And what is the name of this force, children? It is nothing but thrust. Also, when a ball is dropped vertically on the surface like this, again what we can say? The thrust is acting on the surface. Children, let us go back to the previous situation. When you stand on a mattress, the force, that is the weight of your body, actually acts on an area which is equal to the area of your feet. Here, can you see? I am highlighting here. Whereas when you lie down, the same force, that is your body weight, acts on an area equal to the contact area of your whole body. Here, I am highlighting here. Children, now let us move on to units of pressure. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal. We all know that pressure is a derived quantity and it has a derived unit. What is that? It is Newton per meter square. And how we get this? Let me explain here. Children, let us recall the formula for pressure. What is it? Pressure is given by force by area. Now, let me write their SI units. Can you recall what is the SI unit of force? It is Newton. And what is the SI unit of area? It is meter square. Now, let us write these units back. So, what I can write here? Newton per meter square. So, we can see that Newton per meter square is the derived unit for pressure, whereas Pascal is the SI unit of pressure. Let us write the unit of pressure in CGS system. For this, we need to know what are the units of force and area in CGS system. Yes, can you recall what is the unit of force in CGS system, children? It is dyne. Whereas for area, it is centimeter square. Now let us substitute here. We can write dyne by centimeter square. So what do we come to know here? That dyne per centimeter square is the unit of pressure in CGS system. Children, today you have learned that Pascal is the SI unit of pressure. Now, can you define what is 1 Pascal? 1 Pascal is the numerical value of the quantity pressure. Now, can you guess what could be the least possible value for force? To obtain 1 Pascal, I can write for force as 1 Newton and the area can be written as 1 meter square. So what do we see here? That 1 Pascal is defined as 1 Newton per meter square. And also 1 kilopascal is equal to 1000 Pascal. The factors on which the pressure depends. The pressure depends upon the magnitude of force. As the force becomes greater, hence the pressure also will be greater. Also, pressure depends upon the area. As the area on which force applied becomes larger, then pressure becomes smaller. Children, as force increases, then pressure also increases. Whereas, as the area of contact increases, pressure decreases. So from this, what do we understand here? That pressure is directly proportional to force. whereas pressure is inversely proportional to the area on which the force acts. Now let me ask you another question. In which of the two cases the effect of force, that is pressure, will be more? Can you guess, children? Yes, the body which is in standing position will produce more pressure. Why? Area of contact is less. And another reason is the whole weight, that is the thrust, acts on that small area. Hence, pressure will be more. Whereas, if the body is in lying position, then we all know that the area of contact is larger and hence pressure will be less. Children, now think and guess in which of the two positions the more depression can you found? Yes, the more the pressure, more will be the depression on the surface. Less the pressure, lesser will be the depression on the surface. Another example, hold a pencil between the fingers of your hand and then press the pencil. Now, what will you find after removing the pencil from your hand? You will find that due to the sharp tip of the pencil, the force has acted on a less area, whereas due to the blunt edge of the pencil, the force has acted on a larger area. Hence, due to these forces, the lesser the area, the more will be the pressure and hence more will be the depression. Whereas larger the area, the lesser the pressure and hence lesser will be the depression. Now children, let us solve some numericals. Now you can have a pen and notebook and solve along with me. The question is, a force of 100 Newton is applied to an object of area 2 meters square. Calculate the pressure. Now let us solve this sum. Let us consider a surface whose area value is 2 meters square. Let us imagine a force act at every point on this surface. Okay, now let us imagine that the force value is 100 Newton. Let us calculate the pressure. Recall the formula for pressure, children. It is given as force by area. Now substitute the values. Force 100 Newton and area it is 2. What is 100 by 10? It is 50, and you all know what is the SI unit of pressure? It is Pascal. So I can write it is 50 Pascal. This is the way how you are supposed to find the pressure. Similarly, you can solve another sum on your own, where force is given to be as 200 Newton, which is applied on an area of 2 meters square. Can you do on your own, children? Yes. So what is the answer you get here? It is 200 by 2, which is 100 Pascal of pressure. Similarly, let us solve this another sum. Here the sum has given some indirect way. It says that a brick is 30 centimeter long, 10 centimeter wide and 10 centimeter thick. Its weighs 24 Newton and it is lying on the ground. Find the pressure exerted by the brick on the ground. Let us solve this sum. Look at this picture, children. A brick is placed on the surface. If I want to know what is the pressure exerted by this box on the surface, I need to know what is the force as well as what is the area of contact between this brick and the surface. Here you can see that the bottom portion of the brick is the area of contact with the surface. So now let us find what is this area of this contact. Can you guess, children, which are all the sides that helps to find the area of contact? Yes. 1. the length of this brick, which is 30 centimeter, and other one is the width of this brick, which is 10 centimeter. Now let us use these two values to find the area of contact in order to find out the pressure. So here I have written the force value from the question, which is 24 Newton, and let us find the area of the contact. We all know that this area of contact is in the form of rectangle. So how do we calculate the area of rectangle, children? You are supposed to know what is the formula for area. It is length into breadth. Now let us go back. Now see, what are the values of length and breadth? The length is 30 centimeter, breadth is 10 centimeter. Let us use these values now. Length 30 centimeter, breadth is 10 centimeter. So what do we get here? 30 into 10 will be 300. Centimeter into centimeter will become, children, what is that? It is centimeter square. Children, the value of area is obtained in centimeter square, but do you know what is the SI unit of area? It is meter square. So how do we convert this term into meter square? Just follow me. We all know that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. This 100 in short can be written as 10 power 2 centimeter. So I write again, 1 meter is equal to 10 power 2 centimeter. Then what is 1 centimeter equal to in terms of meter? It's a very simple step, children. Just replace this to other side but with negative power. That is 1 centimeter is equal to 10 power minus 2 meter. Now we get this value for 1 centimeter. Now I want to find what is the value of 1 centimeter square, because we have area in terms of centimeter square. Let us do this now. 1 centimeter, how much, children? Recall, 10 power minus 2 meter. Now I want to find what is 1 centimeter square. What is the step, children? You all know what is the value of 1 centimeter. Write it here as it is, 10 power minus 2 meter. But since we are finding the value of centimeter square, what should we do here? Put a square bracket and then write power 2. Understood? Now next step. Now what is the value of 10 power minus 2, the whole power 2? You all know that the powers, if it has one more power, what we should do? Multiply it. That is 10 power minus 2 into 2 will be minus 4. So I write 10 power minus 4. And what is the value of meter power 2? It is very simple. Simply meter square. So what is the value of 1 centimeter square, children, now? 1 centimeter square is equal to 10 power minus 4 meter square. Now I want the value of area in terms of meter square. What was the area value? 300 centimeter square. Now I want this value in terms of meter square. So what should I write here? I should write 300. Instead of centimeter square, I will write this value. Okay. So I should write 300 into 10 power minus 4 meter square. This is a method to convert a value from centimeter square to meter square. Clear, children? Now let us solve the sum. In order to find pressure, the formula is written force by area, where I have written the values 24 divided by 300 into 10 power minus 4. Next, below line, I have replaced this 300 as 3 into 10 power 2. Now on further solving the sum, we get the value as 8 by 10 power minus 2 as pressure. Okay, so I write here 8 by 10 power minus 2. This can be written alternately as 8 into 10 power 2. So what is the final answer, children? Now pressure is equal to 8 into 10 power 2 will become 800 Pascal. I hope you all have understood how to solve these kind of sums in order to find pressure. Children, look at this diagram. Now can you guess which of these pictures represents least pressure on the ground? Yes, your guess is right. The picture B represents least pressure on the ground. Reason is, the larger the area of contact, the lesser will be the pressure. Look at this diagram. There are 4 blocks each weighing 10 Newton rest on a horizontal table. Now can you guess, children, which block applies the greatest pressure on the table? Yes, your guess is right. The option A gives the greatest pressure on the table. The reason is, the lesser the area of contact, the greater will be the pressure. Now let us move on finally to the applications of pressure. A sharp knife has a very small surface area on its cutting edge so that high pressure can be exerted to cut the vegetables. Nails, needles and pins have very sharp ends with very small surface areas. When a force is applied to the head of a nail, the pressure will drive its sharp end into a piece of wood easily. The studs on a football boot have only small area of contact with the ground. The pressure under which the studs is high enough for them to sink into the ground, which gives extra grip. The foundations of buildings and dams are laid on a larger area to produce less pressure. A camel is able to move fast on sand because of its flat, broad feet. A wide steel belt is provided over the wheel of army tank to exert less pressure on the ground so that it will not sink into the ground. School bags have wide straps. Weight of bag may fall over larger area of the shoulder, producing less pressure. A heavy truck has 6 to 14 tires, which reduces the pressure to avoid damages on the road. Skiers use long, flat skis to slide over snow so that the pressure can be reduced and they do not sink in too far. A porter put a round piece of cloth on his head over which he places the luggage. Okay students, I hope you all have understood the concept of pressure very well. I hope you all have enjoyed physics class today. Take care and goodbye children.